There are many people want to quit their job, want to move out from the city, move to the village, move to the countryside. Because of the COVID, because of economics, because of many things, it forced people out of the city more and more. Many of them want to come back to the land, want to design their land to live in the sustainable way, in their small plot of land. But many people fail because of most of people live in the city for so long, and they don't have the good understanding about the designing of the land. They don't understand what they need to do, what they need to know about designing the land. That's why many people have problems. I think it's very important thing to understand it completely before we start it. Because so many people who have no understanding, but they only have a dream about it, and they just put a lot of money on it. Some of them use the last amount of money that they have put in there, and then it disappears very quick. This is what happened to many people so far. If we want to do the designing, the sustainable designing for our land, if we really want to come back to live in the country, it's important to give time to ourselves, to study more, experiment more, try more. It's good to volunteer in some place to understand it exactly before we make the big decision. Because there are so many details in farming, in the way to live with nature. It's not very easy if we don't understand it. It will be easy when we understand it. And then if you don't understand it, it can collapse very fast. Money disappears very quick. Many people came to me lately that why I dug the pond, but it doesn't work. It doesn't have water, it collapsed, it has so many problems. So that's because of they don't understand that before they dig the pond, they need to understand the soil. What kind of soil do they have? And they need to understand what is the geography of their land. Is it high? Is it low? How is the location look like? That's very important thing to know. And some people, they have sandy soil, but they dug a steep pond, a very narrow steep pond. It rained only one night, it filled up more than half of it. That means they did it because they don't understand it. So all the money they put in there just disappear very quick. Or sometimes you grow vegetable in the wrong season, the wrong time, and then we lost the money. So understanding is very important thing before we start it. In many areas, if you're looking for people who do something in this way, you will find some people. And it's good to go visit them. It's good to volunteer with them. It's good to consult with them more. And we will learn from them. Everybody have mistake because there's no recipe that you can use everywhere. Anything about nature, there's no fixed recipe, there's no fixed formula for everywhere. So everywhere it has to be different. The best person to design the land, to decide to work on the land is the owner of the land. Why is that? Because the owner of the land is the person who knows the land better than any other people. Because we need to know the land very well before we design the land. We need to know what kind of soil do we have. It is sand, clay, rock, or any kind of soil. Each area have different kind of soil too. So to know the character of soil, it helps us to understand where is the best place to dig upon. If you dig in the sandy soil, the sand will collapse very quick. And if the land very high, if we dig the pond in a high area, it will not hold water. Even you try to work a lot to put chicken dung, cow dung, or whatever in there, it will not help much because it's high. When it's high, the soil is looser, so the water can seep out easily. So if we know the soil very well, know the land very well, is high or low, and another thing is know what we want, what we need. The design need to decide for ourselves. What do we want it to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, or 20 years? What do we want it to be? So designing for the land is very important, that the owner of the land have to involve a lot. And it will be the best if the owner of the land study everything in the land. Know the soil, know the water, know the season, know the wind, know the sun, know people, know the plant, know animal around. If we know everything very clear, it's very easy to design. We know where to put the pond. We know where to grow rice. We know where to grow trees. We know where to grow fruit trees. And where is the best place to make a house? So the owner of the land is the best person to design the land. So it's important, if we think about to change our life, think about to design something sustainable for our life, we need to understand it very clear before we do it. So it's very important. So far, there are many people lost a lot of money because they don't understand it, but they did it. So I hope many of us will learn from many people who make mistakes in the past. We need to learn. We need to understand more. This is very important thing for people who want to change their lifestyle from the city and to live in the land. Give time for ourselves, at least a few months or 6 months or even 1 year. Travel. Try to see more. Try to volunteer more to see exactly, do we really like to live like this? And to see how other people work, how each technique work, how do they dig pond, how do they grow vegetable, how do they harvest them. So if we spend time to learn, we will understand very fast, and then we will make less mistake. It's hard if we don't understand it, but when we understand it, it's so easy. And then we don't need to spend a lot of money. If we understand it well, we will never say that if I have no money, I cannot do anything. We will have no this sentence in our head at all. If we understand it, we can do it anytime, anywhere. Understanding is the most important thing for self-reliant or for sustainable way of living. And I think everything we need understanding before we do it. Don't do it because of it look good. Don't do it because of other people like to do it. Don't need to follow other people. We need to follow our understanding. That's the most important thing.